We've almost made it. Cyberpunk comes out tomorrow. I'm losing my crap. How are you guys?
Oh my god! I can't wait!
Oh my god!
My heart is filling up and my brain overflowing with excitement.
I'm fluming with anticipation.
Ooh, my flume! My flume is full!
Well, welcome back to another video, guys. I am Luke. We got Jacob. We got Cammy. It's a good day to be alive. How are you guys?
Good.
Good.
Good. Love it.
You said high energy, right?
High energy, yeah.
Oh, let's do that one more time. Good!
Good!
Good.
I am foaming at the mouth with excitement and I cannot wait to see what lies later in this video.
Neither can I. Let's get into it. So Cyberpunk 2077 is set to be a lot of things. One of the most anticipated games ever, a first-person shooter, the next game from the developers of the amazing The Witcher 3, and a game with actual breathtaking Keanu Reeves, peace be upon him. Now, it can be easy to forget that Cyberpunk 2077 is fundamentally an RPG at its core, when so much else is going on around the game. But, as CDPR senior level designer Mike Tost states, quote, customization and making equipment choices, making choices in the skills that you have, the talents, how your character looks, how you play them in the dialogue or whatever, is really center stage of the experience, end quote.
So the ability to customize and personalize your protagonist is one of the most obvious RPG tropes, with pretty much every game on the market offering some sort of character customization. The extent of said customization varies, however. In some games, visual personalization only goes as far as choosing what outfit to wear, like in Horizon Zero Dawn, while other games go the whole hog and enable the player to build a character from the ground up, like the new Demon Souls on PS5. Cyberpunk is one such game where customization is to the extreme, which I'm personally pretty happy about. All of the usual suspects are there, just choosing your skin type and tone, hair colour and style, but beyond that, there is some options for deeper customization, the level of which you'd probably only expect from a developer like CD Projekt Red, such as, pupil shape and genitalia. And yes, you did hear me say that correctly. You can choose the girth of your character through what I'm affectionately calling a schlong slider.
The Schlong Slider!
The schlong slider.
What?
Perfect. You can customize your nipples as well.
What?
Really?
I found that out, yeah.
I want pepperoni nipples.
Oh shit.
You could have no nipples, pepperoni nipples.
Veiny
So-
nipples, long nipples, short nipples. It's the classic Dr. Seuss novel.
Nipple.
Have you ever met the man from Nippleton Who? He doesn't have just one nipple, but rather two.
We need that. We need that book. Write it now. I mean, my question is, why is it super important that we have all of this customization? Because after all, the game is in first person. I mean, I get it. There's like mirrors and reflections, but it's not like in The Witcher 3 when you're customizing a really cool armor set and then you see it on the character as you play the game. Like, you're putting on a really nice pair of pants and shirt and like, you're not gonna see it. Like, I don't know. It's a little weird to me.
Well, immersion is a tricky thing, Luke. I, for one, would love to have a character that fits my exact proportions, micro penis and all. And frankly, I think that a game that allows that is looking out for the little guy, pun intended.
No, boom.
That was really good.
Aside from what is available in the character creator, visual style is prevalent throughout the game, with clothing trends much like in real life. The four styles in Night City are kitsch, which looks like a mixture of retro and modern with style over substance, and tropic, which prioritized function above aesthetic, neo-militarism, which is the sleek, minimalist, wealthy style, probably closest to reality. By the way, the sleek black leather pleather reminds me of the Matrix, and neo-materialism.
I get it.
Alright. And lastly, there's neo-kitsch, which combine the wealth of neo-militarism and the vibrance of kitsch.
Now, how much the visual build of your protagonist V actually matters is yet to be seen, considering that the game is almost completely first person, as I said earlier. But nevertheless, these are all very nice touches, and who knows, maybe there's a lot of mirrors in Cyberpunk so that you can see yourself in style more than you would expect.
But I do think it needs to be brought up that this is not all new material. I remember in a certain Saints Row game, I don't remember if it's 3 or 4, but you can definitely adjust the size of your penis in that game.
You can.
While it is an interesting addition, I would like to see something more original, like perhaps adding a second one.
I hate that you're not wrong. As for character attributes and skills, when creating your V, you will choose how much importance you want to put on each of the 5 attributes. You don't have to select just one, rather you have all 5 attributes and then choose how many points you want to place in each, making the system more fluid. The 5 attributes are body, which is your physical prowess, shown through your health and strength stats. Intelligence, rather obviously, is how smart your character is and their hacking ability. Reflexes, your character's coordination and speed. Technical, which relates to the game's loot and armor. And your cool ability, which is your stealth ability and how NPCs notice, interact with you, and your critical hit rate.
Each attribute then has skills attached, which can be advanced through skill trees. And as you would expect, in order to level up a skill, you need to spend perk points, which are achieved through gameplay. However, the extent to which you can level up each skill relates to how much of the attached attribute you gave your character originally. Meaning, if you gave body more value than cool, you will not be able to level up cool skills as much as the body skills. So you need to make sure to choose wisely early on.
Your character build is defined by 2 major choices, your background and your class. You can choose from one of 3 backgrounds. Street kid, grew up in rough areas, hometown matters, close to roots, think old school gangster origins. Nomad, normal upbringing outside of the city and therefore are seen as an outcast who searches for freedom. And a corpo, deep in the wealthy areas and under the thumb of corporate leaders. And one of 3 classes. Solo uses blunt force, a real Jason Statham. Netrunner prefers the stealthy approach with skills in hacking. Techie, currently least is known about this class. Engineers with a focus on weapon and tech upgrades.
Having so many combinations of classes and backgrounds allows players to have a more personal build. 2 players may choose to be a street kid, but one becomes a solo, as expected, considering the street kid's violent side, while one becomes a netrunner, choosing the satisfaction of killing unaware enemies over the brute force they grew up around. What appears to be 2 sets of 3 options is actually a far deeper network of choices, allowing for deeper role-playing.
Now lastly is weapon customization. The first RPG elements people tend to think of are a plethora of character customizations, but an RPG without weapon customization is, to be honest, a poor RPG. Now thankfully, Cyberpunk has, yet again, gone all out with weapon customization. There are 5 different weapon categories. There are tech weapons, so snipers, power weapons, such as shotguns, smart weapons, such as submarine guns with homing bullets, melee weapons, like a katana, and cyberware, which are things like rocket launchers and blades that come out of your arm. Basically, Terminator meets Wolverine. It's awesome.
Each weapon can be customized with mods, both physical and software. Your physical mods include scopes and silencers, while software mods involve the likes of fire rate, damage, and damage type. Once again, Cyberpunk uses multiple customization options that build on one another to create a layered and therefore more in-depth style of customization.
I mean, having spoken about all of this stuff, I think it's really important that gamers remember that this is fundamentally, at its core, an open world RPG. I think a lot of people are looking at this and they think of it as like Grand Theft Auto 6 but futuristic, and they're getting everything lost in the shuffle because it's not Grand Theft Auto. It's not about that level of just sandbox freedom. It is at its core a role-playing game. So if you're expecting Grand Theft Auto, I think you might find yourself a little disappointed. I don't know, am I crazy?
A little bit, but not right now. Because Grand Theft Auto 5 lets you roleplay as a person that, causes crimes and kills prostitutes and goes to strip clubs, while Cyberpunk will be a much more classy affair. So make sure to bring a glass of wine and a large loaf of bread before playing this game.
It's
Does
a
it have to be
classy
large?
affair that, lets you choose the size of your dick.
That's right.
Yeah. Where's that in Grand Theft Auto? Nowhere.
Who says size doesn't matter? Our sponsor today says it does, with the size of your VPN.
Cyberpunk 2077 is setting itself up to be a fantastic RPG in every sense of the word. or I guess words. CD Projekt Red appears to have taken everything they learned on The Witcher 3 into account to make a game that is more in-depth than anything we have seen, at least in a long time, maybe even ever. Customization has been prioritized so that every V is different and every story is unique. And to me, RPG should be a game where your choices matter, from how you look to how you play. And Cyberpunk 2077 seems to understand this more than most. But that's all from us. Make sure to like, subscribe so you get new Cyberpunk content when it comes out, and you get notified of the big critique when it eventually launches. It's gonna be a big boy.
Speaking of big boys, did you hear the penis thing? Rewind the video and watch it again.
That's how you, yes.
Did you see the hidden Mickey that we put in each and every one of our videos? Watch it again to see if you can find it. It's not there.
And with that, goodbye everybody. Love you very much. See you in the next video. The hidden Mickey? It's in every
Mickey.
video.
Mickey in the mall.
Yeah, that's
It's
that
not
Disneyland
there.
thing that Fallout tried to make fun of.